The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Stuff's all messed up. Do kill this thing probably. I basically was super late streaming because Oliver didn't go to sleep until like 10 minutes ago, and I'm not even like entirely sure he's asleep right now. It's bad. He's sick. Little boy is sick, so yeah, it's like his nose is all stuffed up. So yeah, it's not good. Yeah, basically he got home and then he just was like wanting to play. So I didn't get to like start to try to get him to sleep until like much later. And then even after that, then it was kind of like, I guess I'll go to sleep eventually. But yeah, there's like no guarantee of that. So yeah, it's crazy times, but it's fine. He's a good boy. Just so hard sometimes. It's definitely like, no, he's been sick like several different times, but it's usually like it usually passes within a couple days. This time like he hasn't been like super duper sick, but he's gotten like I don't want to say, like, he's not super sick this time, but he's got like a really stuffed up nose, and so normally he just like eats Jenny's boobs to go to sleep. Oh, thanks, Sally. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel super tired, but no. Anyway, he usually goes to sleep with a boob in his mouth. So like, because he's so sick, or because his nose is so stuffed up that he can't eat the boob, and so he's just kind of like in this really weird position where he can't have boob. So like, he wants to have the boob to go to sleep. Yeah, exactly. And like, since he's had this sickness, it's just been like really difficult because he's like trying to eat these boobs, but he can't because his nose is all stuffed, so he can't like suck on them. And so he like tries to suck, fails, and then just gets upset and starts crying, and then like does that like again and again and again. And then when he does go to sleep, he doesn't sleep for very long. So yeah, he's good, but he's, ugh, I don't know. I hope he gets better soon. It's just one of those things where like, it's hard enough to take care of him just as it is, but when he's sick, it's like super difficult. It's okay. Oh, it'll be good eventually. I know, poor baby. But on the good side, he is like becoming relatively more self-sufficient and he's talking a lot more, and so it's getting better. I still think there's like a little bit of time that like needs to keep going, but you know, it's not as bad as it used to be, I'll say that. Yeah, he's a good boy though. And I talked to Jenny. I should be able to go to Kristen's birthday party, so hopefully that'll be good. I don't know. It's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hang in there. It's just one of those things. Like, it's so tired. I was thinking about it like earlier tonight. It's like essentially, it's like wake up, let's say around 7, like to be generous. Watch Oliver for like 3 hours or approximately that, then go to work, then come back, or not come back because we're all at our homes, but go to work from like 10 to 6 approximately, and then he comes back around like 7-ish, so like there's a good hour there where it's like, okay, that's like a free chunk of the day, I guess, to catch up on things. But then after that he's back, so then it's like, okay, then I gotta watch him again. And like tonight was kind of a rough night. Like usually he's asleep by like around 9, but let's say it's like okay, let's just say 9 then. It's still like from 7 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, so, or with an hour off, so it's like 13 hours every day. Plus there's also he wakes up like 3-4 times every night. So it's like he wakes up 3-4 times every night. He like will like nuzzle into you. So it's almost like having a cat where or a dog too. Like I'm sure Remy's like it as well, where like they'll curl up. And so like sometimes you don't want to move because you're like, you don't want to wake them up. Like with the animal, maybe it's a little different because you're kind of like, all right, well you'll be fine. With Oliver, it's like I'm like very hesitant to move and wake him up, because if he wakes up sometimes it's like really difficult to get him back down. So yeah, 13-hour days with like terrible sleep and that's kind of like the ebb and flow. So whatever, it's all worth it. It's all like, gonna be like in the end it'll all be worth it. It's worth it now. I mean, he's a great kid. It's just one of those things where it's like, it'd be so much easier if like one of us didn't have a job. But yeah, it's fine. Jenny's parents do a ton of work, so that's also very good. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna try to make it. Like, I feel so bad. There's so many things that I've like missed out on. Like Ben will be like, "Hey, we're going." Oh, I'm so sleepy. But like, there's like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you guys are like, oh, we're gonna go up to like, a cabin, or we're going to go to the lake and all this kind of stuff. It's like, I feel like I missed so many things, but yeah. Oh yeah, there are definitely breaks. Like it's not like a true 13-hour day. It's not like the Industrial Revolution and I'm like, a kid at a factory working like 14, 15-hour days or something. It's not like that. It's not that hard at all, but I'm really looking forward to a time when it's even easier. like when I can reason with him. Today was kind of a weird day. Like he like woke up, we had breakfast and everything, and he was like throwing his breakfast in my face, just literally just like looking at me being like, oh hey Dada. "Ooh, here's some egg in your face," or like, "Here's some blueberries in your face," whatever. And that was just like the standard back and forth, but I don't know. Just be careful. Kids are crazy. I don't know if all kids are like this, but yeah, it really is like the Industrial Revolution. Like sometimes I feel like that. Like if there were, I don't know, parents are generally pretty well loved and respected and everything like that. But like if there was some sort of way that we could give more stuff to parents, like I'd be down. Yeah, we are definitely apes though. Like if you think about it from back in like a historical perspective, it's like we work a pretty good amount now. If we went back to like say like, you know, maybe even pre-industrial times, I don't know how it was on the farm. I guess on the farm there's certain times when you had to work like super hard, but a lot of times, you know, taking care of kids is kind of a big deal. Like it's kind of like a big I don't know, it's like a big factor in human society. So like I don't know, it would be good if there was a way we could dedicate more time and resources to kids and like taking care of them and stuff like that. But what do I know? Just a guy. Oops, I totally made a mistake there. Did not play that correctly. Maybe I'll do it this way. Because this way I'm not dead. But yeah, kids are great. You should have a bunch of them. I think eventually it'll be good. I've heard that, like, you know, you can get lonely at 50 or whatever if you don't have kids, which I'm not sure that's true, but you know, better to play it safe, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Like back in the day, there used to be a whole support network. Like you had your family, you had friends living close. Like you had all of your like team together in one place. Nowadays, it's like no. Like we're lucky. We're all very lucky, but like we have like the means to like put the kid in daycare or hire somebody and all that stuff. But I don't know. That to me just seems like it's kind of it's a bad option. I mean, obviously, like I'm not shitting on daycare or anything like that, but it's just like if you have a kid, it'd be great if you could spend time raising the kid, especially during those first few years. Like the first 3 years of a child's life, they get like 75% of their brain in the first 3 years. They get their morals in the first 3 years. There's like so many different things that happen during that time period. So it's kind of a big deal. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, hopefully Oliver's got like a, you know, I mean, he's got a pretty good life. I don't want to like say anything bad. He's got it pretty good. I mean, he's got 2 parents that love him, and he's got grandparents that take care of him a lot. So he's super fortunate. Like I feel like we're in a really lucky position, but that's like not the norm at all, especially in this country. I'm sure it's like different in other countries. Like I think China, I read somewhere that like 75% of the grandparents take care of the kids, whereas like in America it's like 25%. So I mean, the fact that Oliver's with his grandparents, it just, I don't know, that's super lucky. Like he's not gonna whatever, like I don't want to say like lose his grandparents. I mean, we'll lose his grandparents eventually, but it's not as if it's like a caretaker or caregiver where he will get to know somebody and then it's like we move, or like that person moves, or they like shift their jobs or whatever, and all of a sudden then Oliver doesn't know the people taking care of him. It's like his grandparents are going to be there for like the foreseeable future. So yeah, I don't know, it's so crazy. there are like no right answers either. That's like one of the other things is that like what was it? I don't know if it's programmers or if it's like certain types of people. I know I think I'm one of them, but like it's like what was I gonna say? The way that you solve problems, essentially, if everything is not open-ended, what am I trying to say? If a problem, yeah, maybe it's like open versus closed problems. Like if you say like, okay, I want you to maximize X. It's like, okay, cool, I can maximize X, that's fine. Like, that's not a problem because it's like measurable and there's like a clearly defined, like, I'm gonna maximize X, whatever it is. Whereas like if it's something like, raise a good son, it's like, well, there's no metric for like, how good is your son? I guess you could be like, did they get into Harvard? But I don't even believe in that. Like, I think that's pretty dumb. Like, that's not a good measure of like, oh, your kid, you know, did well on their SATs. They must be good. No, I don't think so. But yeah. I was gonna say. What sounds this thing? Most places have more crowded living. Yeah, that's true. That is one thing about the United States, is that like everything is very like, you know, this is my space and this is my like McMansion, and it's like very unusual from like a world perspective. Like even the suburbs I think are like pretty unusual from like a general, like a lot of other countries don't have suburbs. I mean, they have like big cities and they have like surrounding areas, but like it's not like the United States where we have like suburbia. So, America's crazy. Yep, that's capitalism for you though. There's so many things though. It's like America for so many different reasons. It's just a very strange country. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it'll be good to see you guys. I feel like the last time we saw you guys, it was just kind of like a real quick. I mean, it'll probably be like that again this time, but like hopefully not too bad. I haven't seen Kristen in a while. I feel like we used to see her sometimes just at work, like at booze, like randomly, but yeah. Oh my gosh. That's the thing that's like the biggest like mind trip in my opinion, is the fact that like, yeah, exactly, like there's so many different things that are kind of like, you don't know what's going on in the kid's brain. Like you don't know like what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. It's all like something that's like will become manifest at a much later time. So like it's so weird in that respect. It's like, am I raising him well? Well, let's see, like if he gets into like moral situations or something. Yeah. Well, I guess to be fair though, it's like, I don't know. That's the other weird thing about it all, is that it all happened like just during the pandemic. So it's like, I don't know how much of my life is like completely different because of a kid versus like a global pandemic that like everybody was like forced to, you know, stay inside and everything. So there's a lot of things that have changed. Just think about what do I want to do here. I think that was right. Oh, thanks, Sally. I appreciate it. There aren't that many people that like really are like, you know, like he doesn't see a lot of people, and again it's like pandemic related, but at the same time it's like it's good to at least get some affirmation, like to be like, hey, keep going, you're doing okay, buddy. It's all good. Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I didn't play that correctly. This might be the death of me. To the store? Is he using his pad? Is he like asking you like store, shopping? I want to go shopping. Oh. Remy, he's a good boy. Oh my gosh. I remember when Remy was a little puppy. He's a big boy now. Want store. Oh, maybe I gotta put it all down. Hello? Is it time? Okay. Alright, bye. Time for cover. I'm gonna go to school? Yeah, let's go! Late night shop fest! Oh my gosh. Remy's so smart. How's like the pandemic affected him? Like, is he basically confined to like not? I mean, I guess you probably still play with dogs and stuff like that. Now it's different, but yeah, I'm gonna go put him down in a second. I thought I would be able to like pull back this game from this loss that is occurring, but I think I'm gonna lose. It's not like guaranteed right now, but it's not in a good spot either. I think I'm dead if I don't do this. But at the same time, like this guy's had like an answer for everything. At least that like gives me some breathing room. If he doesn't get the card to kill me next, which he probably will. Yeah. He'll sleep probably for like an hour or something like that, and then next time he like he'll wake up again, and then it'll be tough, but we'll see. This is very dangerous. Oh, Remy. Well, as long as he still gets to go outside and everything, I feel like that's good. I just didn't know if he was able to like play with the other dogs as much, if he like basically had to suffer, like he couldn't be as social as normal. See, I was waiting for that. Alright, I'll be right back. Actually, I'll queue up the next game still. Oh. That's crazy. What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened? He still needed poop. Apparently Oliver still needed poop. No, I was just telling the story to the stream. Basically, Oliver still needed the boob in the end.
Why did you publicize our struggles?
Yeah, why not?
You publicize our struggles?
What? I was clearly very sleepy and I'm not gonna like hide anything.
Anyway, so what happened? You know, you turned out the light thinking, oh,
That'll
might
help.
be out. He did legitimately look like he was getting sleepy. His eyes were like,
Yeah, starting to
half open.
glaze, yeah.
So you turn off the light, and for like 5 seconds, he was like totally still. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna work. And he's gonna wean himself off the boob tonight. And today is gonna be the first day of the rest of our
I knew
life.
that wasn't happening. You could tell he was so fascinated by it. He was like, I want to eat it, but I
But I can't
seemingly
breathe.
can't
I'm
breathe.
suffocating.
But I need to eat it.
But I really want it. But
I
he was
can't
getting frustrated. And so then, but then like 5 seconds later, he just sat up and he started looking for you.
Oh
I was like,
no.
oh boy. And then he was crawling all around, and then I was like, it's okay, Mama's here, you know. And then I kept do the singing, and then I was patting his bottom, and then he just like came over and all cuddled up on me with his
Good.
head resting on my arm like this, and then one hand on the boob just for some comfort, and he was still. And so I was patting him, and then he was just like had his head here and was basically just resting his head on my boob instead of like having boob and being nursed to sleep, and then patting his bum, and then we're singing, we're totally still for like 2-3 minutes. Then all of a sudden he sits up and he's like, ah, he's looking for boob, he can't have boob, he's upset. He's like, ah, we struggle. He's like, Ace. And I said, Avery went to sleep, you know? And then so he gets back in this position, and then he does the, what do you want to call it? Like the scuba boob, basically? Or no, the snorkeling boob. He takes a
Takes a breath.
and then he goes on a boob, and then he's like, and then he stops. And he goes back on the boob, and he takes a breath. And he did this. Must have done this like 20, 30 times.
Oh my god.
Like just, you know,
Yeah,
incline like
yeah.
that. And I was like, alright, well eventually one of these times you're gonna
Yeah,
get tired.
just get
and
tired
It's gonna
and
take the boob away from you, and you're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna learn to fall asleep without the boob for the first time.
Yeah.
What happens? But he's lying in this direction long enough that his phlegm started clearing out of his nostrils in that particular
Oh,
direction.
good.
And he was able to breathe normally again.
Nice.
And so he went back on the boobs,
That's all he
like
needed.
hardcore.
Just-
And then like 5-10 minutes later he fell asleep. But that completely defeats the purpose for everything else that happened earlier tonight. Oh man.
Well, that's the thing is that
I thought we were actually gonna inadvertently make some progress.
the whole weaning thing, I was like, I don't know, that's gonna happen.
But it's like it kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
So if it happens this way, then it's great.
Yep, that would be
But
great.
it didn't.
Yeah.
We were getting so close. Like he fell asleep. I know he fell asleep, and then his like, you know, the mouth suction motion that he does in his sleep. I think that's what woke him up. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't done that. I need to do that." Oh man.
Oliver.
Wow.
Definitely was a struggle. Oh, Oliver. Well, that was the story. This is very difficult. Yeah. It's basically... I don't know, it's pretty ingenious, the fact that he was able to use boob in that way. Like, good job, Oliver. It's pretty smart. Like, he inadvertently figured out how to, like, almost like buddy breathe, but there was no buddy. I mean, I guess he was buddy to himself. So if he's ever trapped underwater snorkeling, and he needs to share an oxygen tank, he'll be like, wait, I got this. I once did this with some breast milk. Trust me. I'll breathe, and then I'll pass to you, and you breathe. And like that. Oh. Yep. I don't know, Jenny. Oh man. Yeah, it's almost like a like some sort of like psychology experiment. Like, how far will he go for boob? And the answer is, yeah, he'll go the distance. When it comes to boob, he's very yeah. Well, that was the thing, is that I think he was trying different things out. Like, he was experimenting in his mind. So at some point, I think he was trying to make it like shoot out. Like, he was kind of like,
oh my gosh, Patrick, like, that's not even relevant to tonight's event.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, you're basically
oversharing, okay?
I don't know what Oliver's major in college is going to be, but right now he's majoring in boob. Like, he knows a lot about boobs and how they work.
Not boobs, just these two specific boobs.
Yeah, he's studying. He's doing Asian studies.
Oh my gosh.
With a concentration in boobs.
Please stop.
No. The major thing is that he's getting to the point now where... What?
He's been mimicking animals now?
No, I was gonna say that he's basically getting to the point where he's like clearly able to display his disappointment. So when I didn't pick him up so he can like throw his little doll like against the light, he loves doing that. So I had to like bargain with him. Yeah. But he didn't get to throw this little doll that he likes to throw at the light, or like he only got to do it like once or twice. It was like, oh, Oliver, last time, and then it's just like, yep, I get you, and then afterwards, like, what the hell, like, come on, let's do it again. So he was very disappointed about that. But then also, when he couldn't get the boobs tonight, he was clearly very upset, just at the fact that his expectations weren't being met. So I think a few times, I don't think he did this on purpose, but he was hitting Jenny like in the face. like come on, like, make the boobs work. What's going on? Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. Oh, Jenny's talking to her mom. Oh, that's crazy. The good thing is that he doesn't have COVID, or we think he doesn't have COVID because no one's gotten COVID. So chances are he doesn't have it because we don't have it, but there's no guarantee. We could have already had COVID and just were asymptomatic, who knows? Yeah, he was like that. It's kind of like, okay. But then hit.
So
Yeah. COVID thing is weird. I mean, this was the first time he's ever been sick that we didn't take him to the doctor to get him checked for COVID. Like every other time we've done that, so it's been kind of weird that we didn't this time. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. It's the same. I hate the delay in Twitch. Like, I wish there was like a way that they could just remove it. I guess the way to remove it would just be to not stream. Like, I do think there's a lot of like disadvantages to streaming. I feel like, I don't know, if I was like into it more, or if I had like a different schedule, maybe that's like another thing as well. Like, I've been so bad about being consistent with it. It's like, let me say, let me kill this guy real quick. I'm gonna do this. It's the right way to do it. Yeah, it's like telegrams. It's like, hello. Administrator Pat. Like, it's not ideal. Actually, at one point, I was trying to. I like messaged my sister and my brother, because they used to be they were the regulars, but then I mean they eventually stopped. But for a while there, my older brother was on a lot, and I was just like messaging him, being like, hey, like, you know, would it be better to have some kind of like almost like a podcast type of format? Like, you know, I'll just stream, but like, you know, we don't need to follow the delay of Twitch. We could just like, you know, we could be in another media, just like, you know, going over the podcast, and then essentially people would be watching the stream, but they'd also be like listening to the podcast. So there'd still be like a delay, but instead of it being like a dialogue between chat and the stream, it would be more of like a, hey, this is a podcast, like something like that. But I don't know, didn't happen. What was I gonna do it this way? I guess I'll do it this way. I think I'm dead. This guy's probably got the means of killing me. Oh yeah, he definitely does. It's over. I should have put down some kind of taunt. Yeah, exactly. Like, I figured we'd do a podcast and it would be just on like, well, I don't know. I guess we'd have to like figure out what the topic would be, but this guy's going crazy. I'm just leaving this game. But I figured it would be the best of both worlds too, because there's so many times when my older brother would just call me and we'll just talk, and like we kind of don't have like a particular topic, but it would be better if we did. And when we do, I think it's a lot more interesting. But he's like a pretty inquisitive guy, and I'm pretty open as well. So essentially, I don't know if we ever like convince each other of stuff, but like we open things up and we'll like discuss different ideas and be like, oh, okay, like it's I don't know, let's say, I don't know why this popped into my head, but let's just say abortion. Or maybe it's because I was listening to some Freakonomics thing where they were talking about abortion lowering crime rate, and then it seems like people were pushing back. But anyway, let's say we took the topic of abortion, and then it was you know, he's pretty conservative, so he'd probably be, pro-life. I don't know where I'd fall on it, but we'd get into like the different discussions. It's kind of like, well, what about this? What about that? What about that? Like, and then just pick it apart. And so I think those kind of things are fun because it's not like, it's almost like when you're in school and you're in different groups and then they're like, there are no right or wrong answers, just, throw stuff out there. And sometimes it's crap. Like sometimes it's, you don't really get very far with it, or like the conclusions that you draw are not very like deep or anything like that. But a lot of times they are. A lot of times it's like you ask a question, you might be able to find like a pretty simple answer to it, and then you can move on. But most of the time what happens is you like delve deeply enough to where you kind of run out of answers, and then it's almost like both sides are confused at a certain point. It's like, well, if we had the answers to these particular questions, we could carry this on, but since we don't know, or sometimes we reach agreement, sometimes it'll just be like, yeah, it would be great if, I don't know, we weren't using so many of the world's resources. Like that's the kind of stuff that eventually like devolves into, or it would be great if people were better educated. Like I feel like a lot of times things devolve into that, because I think a lot of times it's I don't know, my older brother, he's great, but it's like I feel like there are a lot of times when he doesn't have as much faith in humanity sometimes, being like, yeah, people are dumb, or like people are selfish, or people are like XYZ, and it's just like, yeah, that's true, but it's also those like general statements that's just kind of like difficult to ascribe to, basically say like, people are dumb. It's like, yeah, people are dumb, like a lot of people are dumb, but it's not like the entire population is dumb. And it's like, what do you mean by dumb, and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do with this. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's the kind of stuff that it usually gets to. Is it's usually like some sort of conclusion drawn, like okay, yeah, let's just say people are dumb, or like I think one of the times we were talking about forms of government, and I found out that he's not pro-democracy. He's actually for like representative government. So like the government that we have, he's for, like in terms of like, the founding fathers set this thing up to be like a representative democracy. Or a republic, that's what it is. It's not a democracy. So technically it's not like the will of the people. It's like, the people that know what they're doing, or the people that like, should be in charge, are in charge, or like that's the theory anyway. I don't know if that actually rings true, but yes, but anyway, that was our like disagreement, was kind of like, well, I don't know. Like, one, I don't really have that much awe and like love for the founding fathers. Like, they were just basically a bunch of land speculators, and they got super lucky. It's like, I don't know, the whole like, oh, we're doing this for noble purposes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not so big on the founding fathers, let's just say that. But the other piece of it is it's kind of weird to be like, we should have the government of like a republic, where it's like, oh, the people in charge know what they're doing, and everybody else, like, whatever, like they shouldn't be in charge anyway. Like, how do you determine that? Like, how do you know who should be in charge and who shouldn't be in charge? And it's always going to basically be subordinate to whatever power structures there, like in a society. So it's like, you know, let's say, well, more often than not, rich people are in charge. So it's like, oh, okay, so do you want rich people making all the decisions for everyone? Because it's kind of what we have, and it's not really the best society. I mean, it's incredibly unequal. Like, there's a ton of problems, especially on like the medium to low end of the socioeconomic spectrum. So it's like, yeah, rich people, of course, they're gonna want to cut their taxes, but at the cost of like the greater society good. Like, I don't know. It's like, oh, it's great if your kids can go to these like nice private schools, but what if you have to go to like a shitty public school because you don't have any money? Like, that's the wrong situation. And I feel like America's kind of had, I don't know, maybe 40 years of that, so it's gonna catch up to us. I think like the next generation, it's like they say the generation after the millennials, what are they, alphas or whatever they are, like they're gonna be like worse off than the previous generation or whatever, or maybe the millennials are. Like, the point is, it's not like that, you know, American dream where like each generation we're getting wealthier and wealthier. It's like, no, actually for most people in subsequent generations, we're gonna get fucked because we have so much debt and there's so many problems and there's so many like private public partnerships where it's like, you know, it seemed like such a great idea at the time. It's now just gonna completely bite us in the ass. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. It's like back in like colonial times, land was all like, that was the resource. Like there were a lot of people that felt like, oh, okay, you know, if you got land, like, you know, that's great, because the more land you have, then the more rents you can extract from the land. Like, people will work your land and pay you rent, and then that's true wealth, because you're just getting tons of money from the people that are actually doing the work. It's like, it's great. And I guess the Industrial Revolution changed that to some extent, because then it was not just land, it was also like how much you could produce. So you could have like a smaller amount of land, but if you had like mechanization and you were able to like produce things in like a really efficient way, then it became like, oh, well, like, you know, you have a giant factory or something like that. So like, it wasn't just about land anymore, but land's still pretty important. I mean, I don't have to tell you about land and housing and all that craziness like that. That's another thing that's like really crazy. Yeah, take land. Yep, exactly. Yep, it's like land is only as valuable as like what you can do with it, more or less. Oh, I think I played that wrong. I definitely think I played that wrong. Yeah. It's always how it is. This guy is going crazy here.
是的，你就是他地醒了之后，然后先吃个 snack 不是吗？然后再睡觉没有两个。好，看大家今天面对。
Oh, thanks. I'll tell her, Sally. I mean, I told her that before and she was super happy, so yeah, I need to go to sleep too. I'm just like, I don't know, I probably need a little bit more time to just chill. But yeah, have a good night, Sally. Thanks for hanging out. I mean, you and Ben are like probably the most dedicated people for the stream, so yeah. I would say thank you so much. Once I blow up on Twitch, I won't forget about you guys. That'll probably never happen. But have a good night. See you soon. See you Saturday. Hopefully. Get some water after this. What else? Oh, thanks, Sally. Yeah, I'll try to get some sleep. I need some. I shouldn't be playing too much. Go with on Maui Twitch. I don't even understand Twitch. Guess it's good to kill this thing. Yeah, it's good to kill that thing. And he buffs those guys up. Let's wait. I need a drink. A long day. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's fine.
Scusa, quando io queste cose?
Wow. Right back, we're gonna go have a drink. Did I turn it off? Metro music's crazy. Oh yeah? Why?
Carrot.
What?
Carrots.
Oh, I see. Yeah, why'd you do that?
Obviously, great nutritious.
But at what cost?
I didn't, like, last time around, I didn't have, like, what kind of carrots did you get me? Especially smelly ones or something?
Yeah,
Did you get me the smelly carrots?
I got you the fart brand.
You don't need to turn the heat to 75, are you crazy? Nasty one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so all that and I'm not even mean. I was like, this is funny. Maybe this is like a funny story of someone day that Albert naturally weaned himself when he had a stuffed nose.
Yeah, but we're not.
Can though, is the thing. Like he was getting so close to falling asleep. I think he really could.
He will. You just gotta keep trying.
saw something on his nose. I was
Bless you.
have you heard of the show Squid Game?
Heard of what?
Show Squid Game?
Squid Game? No.
It's a Korean show that is now like the #1 trending show on Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
And
Wait,
it's kind of like
wait. I gotta ask. No, my Korean friend just joined the stream. Have you heard of Squid Game? Squid Game. I don't know what the translation is. Korean.
Has anyone heard of Squid Game?
No, I'm asking right now.
You should, when you go to your friends on Saturday, you should ask a group of people because it is like it's like everyone's talking about it on social media.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Squid Game it's called?
Squid Game. It's a
Squid
Korean produced show, but it has like an international cast, and it's basically like a Hunger Games sort of thing.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. And I don't know if you want to.
Squid Game. I don't know. I love, is it like a game show or?
No, it's like Hunger Games.
I don't know. Squid Game.
It's like a drama. It's like a Korean drama with that's like Hunger Game based.
Hunger Games based Korean drama.
Yeah.
Sounds unusual.
Exactly. Sounds super unusual.
Hunger Games. Oh, I think I might have seen a commercial for this show or something.
It looks interesting.
Have you heard of Squid Game? I want to know. Tell me.
Who's there?
That's my Korean friend. Yeah. So if it's a so.
It's a series on.
It's not a North Korean show, is it? Ah. Get it? Because that could be a.
Get it? Oh,
that could be a.
Patrick.
Because the Hunger Games. I thought that could be.
Dad made a haha.
I made another. I'm so sleepy. I blame Oliver. Yeah, how you been, man? And oh no, you already used the Soulfire. You can't double Soulfire me. Only be Soulfired once. This has got some crazy stuff. You have to have a card that deals 1 damage and that eats. I'm done for tonight. I'm just too tired. Sorry guys. Did not stream very well. Just really, really tired.